Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Fred, and this is Q&A with Fred, volume. I actually don't know what volume this is, but I suppose you do if you click the video, so I don't need to tell you. And as you may have noticed, there wasn't a Q&A last week, and that's because I was busy editing the podcast, which has gotten a great response, and I'm very happy about that. Both me and Kieran are relieved, and we have recorded a new podcast. We recorded it yesterday, and I still have to edit it and finish it, but hopefully you will see it tomorrow on Tuesday. I should have enough time to do the editing. It shouldn't be too difficult because we recorded pretty much all in one sort of session, and then it's my job to cut out certain things that didn't work and to just make it a little bit more exciting. I need to fluff it up. And yes, but that's coming tomorrow. We talked about various things. We talked about the Pope, we talked about meteors, we talked about eagles, and we complained a lot at each other. I ate some Marmite, which I don't want to spoil anything, of course, but I might say that I don't necessarily want to eat more Marmite. Anyway, I'm going to make this reasonably quick because I need to get back doing editing and other things, private things. You don't need to know everything about my private life. It's filled with excitement and joy, and I am busy being joyful. Anyway, but I'm going to answer some questions and hopefully make it a bit interesting for you to listen to. There was something else I was going to bring up, but I can't. Well, yes, there might be certain delays between Q&As in the future, because the truth is I'm sort of running out of stuff to do with these Q&As. They have been fun to do, and people have liked them, and it is very easy stuff to make. I only need to spend a few hours recording myself and making a video out of it, so it's not really that difficult. But I mean, there isn't really much else to do with Q&As. I've answered a lot of questions now, so it's a bit difficult to make them each week. So it's probably going to be fewer Q&As in the future, but that doesn't mean that it won't be anything. I will start making other stuff, You will end up seeing things eventually popping up on the channel once I sort of get enough time on my hand to do it. I have talked about making the Minecraft Let's Build because I think that might be something people are interested in, because I can actually build things in Minecraft. Yes, and I can also make texture packs in Minecraft. I've had a moderately successful texture pack for a long time. It's the problem right now for that, and I should address this perhaps to some people who are wondering, is that they're going to introduce a new patch to Minecraft which changes almost entirely how the texture packs works, and in order to not, I could start a series right now, but that means that I would have an hiatus as soon as the patch arrives, and that would just be messy. So that's the truth. But I suppose I should answer some questions right now, and time for the first question. Mary sent me a bad message, badly spelled message, a lot of spelling errors, which of course I don't necessarily approve of. I'm not particularly harsh when it comes to these sort of things. I'm actually surprisingly liberal. I do allow people to make up their own way of speaking. I certainly do. There are certain words that I keep inventing and keep using, and it does annoy other people to hear me making up words. But, that's the sort of person I am, and I think that's alright. It's alright to make up your own words, and it's alright to use grammar in your own creative ways, but spelling errors is just ugly, and it's such basic education that showing that you can't spell, it's sort of beyond mistaking. It's just stupid. It's the definition, really, of a stupid person, someone who can't even spell correctly. And you'll get to see this message right now, and I'm shaming now. I am actively shaming Mary now, and you have to understand why I'm doing this. I'm doing this so that no one else does this in the future. Mary sends me a message that goes, "What would you, dream girl, look/be like?" Just with 2 T's, So W, no, so we can, with two N's, match up to her. I am going to answer your question now, Mary, because I do believe in forgiveness, and I am very gracious in that way, but I want you to stop. I don't want to see any message from you again that is this badly spelt. My dream woman would probably have some sort of slightly... I quite like the idea of having a slightly short woman, someone I could carry if that's needed, because of perhaps some sort of romantic type thing where I need to carry her up the stairs, or just for fun. I think that carrying a woman is very fun, if she agrees to do it, of course. And maybe I want a woman from an exotic place, like a foreign country. And it's going to be very difficult because I very strongly believe in stereotypes. I do believe that all the French are arrogant and narcissistic. I do believe that Italians are bad drivers. I've been to Italy. I have evidence that Italians are bad drivers. They don't have any real care at all for the traffic, and it's terrifying to be there. And I believe that Germans are humorless and very tedious, wants things to be neat and tidy, and I do believe that all British people are pompous. This sort of national characteristics. So it's going to be difficult to find a nation that I agree with and think is good in comparison to Sweden. And I probably would keep it in Northern Europe. I couldn't go to Eastern Europe because that place is infected with socialism and communism and also all sorts of radiation and stuff. I'm sure that this might sound a little bit intolerant, but you know, if you're from Eastern Europe, you should hide away like some sort of rat. By the way, this is satire. I don't actually believe that Eastern Europe is tainted, but I'm using the rhetorics in order to make fun of people who do think that. I am actually very open to Eastern Europe, and I do want to collaborate in the future with Eastern Europeans in business and so on. Yeah. Anyway, I forgot what I was about to say. I think that my dream woman would be, if you've seen the film Amélie, the French film, the lead actress in that is gorgeous. And I wouldn't mind having a flock of groupies all looking like her. That would be so fantastic, really. I spent a long time on that question, so I think I'll only answer one more, if that's alright by you. Otherwise, you can listen to all Q&As, or wait till tomorrow and get a whole 50 or so minutes of me and Kieran teaking to each other. Teaking is a new word. It's not, like I said, I invent words. I invented a word right there. Teaking. Teaking is much cooler and it's much more efficient to say than talking. Wang, suck, woo. How has your week been so far? And have you fought any dragons recently? Well, Wang, suck, woo. The week has been alright, I suppose. It's nice to have someone to talk with, because there's a lot of issues that goes through my head at the moment. You know, I'm constantly wondering whether or not I'm doing something with my life, whether or not I should spend more time trying to get more familiar with women, and whether I should spend some time experimenting with my own life and the purpose that I may have. I haven't fought any dragons recently. It's been difficult to find dragons. I've tried, because I figured that killing a dragon would be a very good way of feeling masculine and powerful again. But, you know, dragons are rare, and that's one of the things that makes... I mean, I think that one of the reasons that makes you a hero, if you find and kill a dragon, is the fact that you managed to find and kill a dragon. It's very difficult to find a dragon and then killing it. I mean, you're going to be exhausted at the moment you find a dragon, and, I mean, certainly if dragons have managed to survive for so long, I mean, since medieval times, constantly being hunted by humans, they must be fairly sophisticated. And I also believe in the theory that dragons are intelligent. You know, I do believe in, whenever you see a fantasy story where the dragons are just sort of stupid flying creatures that blow things up and eat things for no reason. I don't believe that. I believe that dragons are intelligent. I believe they are sentient in the same way that humans are. I believe they have a very high level of intellect. And, it's very difficult to then find dragons and just go out and kill them. And you have to ask yourself sort of, how are you going to kill it? Are you going to try and use a sword? Are you going to try and use a gun? How modern do you want to be? And, who knows what maybe the dragon gets upset with you if you come out with sort of a sword and say, hey dude, I'm not that old-fashioned. I might be a dragon, but I don't have anything against the guns. And the dragon will be upset about you bringing a sword to fight it in the 21st century. So it's really difficult actually to think about what a dragon wants. And also, I'm not that if I met a dragon, I wouldn't fight it. I would try and have a conversation, because I'm sure you can solve every conflict by simply talking about it. And you have to understand that, Wang Sak Wu. Not everything has to be solved through violence. Love the dragons and treat them nice.